Boundary scan logic is inserted to observe and control the functional ports of a chip independent of the system logic. The boundary scan logic inserted by the Genus DFT engine conforms to IEEE 1149.1 2001 standards and IEEE 1149.6 2003 standard. The Genus DFT engine inserts a JTAG macro, a boundary scan cells, and connects to the boundary scan chain's boundary scan cells. Boundary scan cells are inserted between each functional chip port and the system logic. They are then connected in a boundary register. The JTAG macro is used to observe each chip input's value and control the logic value of each chip output by shifting values in and out of the boundary register. Let's check out boundary scan architecture components. The component includes certain ports like test clock, test data out, test data in, test mode selects, and optionally you have test resets. So these TCK, TDO, TDI, and TMS are the mandatory ports, and you can have test reset port, optionally. Apart from this, you have boundary scan cells called BCs, which form the boundary scan registers. You have an instruction register, bypass register, and optionally test data registers, and then a tap controller, that is a test access port controller. So here we are, showing the boundary scan architecture overview. We can see the core logic, boundary cells inserted, and tap controller, custom TDR, bypass register, and instruction register. So when testing is performed, an instruction is serially loaded into the JTAG macro through its TDI pin, and depending on instruction, the instruction decode logic selects which data registered to connect between the JTAG macro, TDI, and TDO pins. The tool will build a default JTAG macro for the 4 mandatory instructions that are the bypass, xtest, preload, and simple. The JTAG macro can also be created based on the user-defined instructions to control any number of the custom test data registers for other special test structures like memory BIST or TAM logic, etc. If a custom test data register exists in the design, and you completely define the user-defined instructions before inserting the boundary scan logic, the boundary scan insertion engine will connect the JTAG macro pins and the custom test register pins.